Casinos make their money no matter what, but there are patterns in how you bet that worry owners and surveillance teams more than you think. Today you will hear 10 secrets casino owners do not want you to know about your betting habits, what they reveal, and what that means for your play. This is a listicle-style guide with real examples and practical warnings. I will cite cases and explain legal and operational risks along the way. Not everything is illegal, but some moves can get you flagged or banned, so pay attention. Stick around until the end for one last tip most players miss. Number 1. Your loyalty card history tells a story. You hand over a card and suddenly every spin and bet becomes data. Imagine Elena the dealer sliding cards across felt, the lights reflecting off a pile of chips, the faint scent of perfume, the low hum of slot machines, and the scrape of a chair when someone stands up. Elena says quietly to a nearby player, Jenna, "How long have you been on this table tonight?" "Tonight, you are focused," she replies. Jenna says, "I just like this dealer." He smiles and says that pattern shows up in reports. Mark from security later reviews your point totals and notes play spikes. Casinos use loyalty data to calculate theoretical loss and comps allocation. Legality note: using a loyalty card is voluntary, and data use is governed by local law. Practical tip: if you prize privacy, consider playing without a card, or understand that comps often come with tracking. Number 2. Bet sizing patterns scream out to analytics. Visualize the table from above, sweaty palms gripping chips. The metallic clink as betting boxes tap. The taste of adrenaline in your mouth, and the glow of monitors tracking stakes. Tony the pit boss leans in and asks Raj the gambler why his bets jumped after a win. Raj replies with a laugh, "I felt lucky." Tony says that pattern is classic chasing or advantage play. What casino owners do not like is wild variance disguised as normal play, because machine learning flags sudden increases. Example case: a high roller whose wagering spikes on certain games got reviewed and restricted. Legal risk: changing bet sizes is not illegal, but it draws attention. Safe advice: manage bankroll with steady, sensible bet sizing, and avoid obvious patterns that mimic known advantage play. Number 3. Dealer behavior and shuffle details are observed more than you think. You can hear the card slap, see the dealer code of motion, smell cigarette smoke from the smoker's room, feel the velvet of a community rail under your wrist. Elena chats with a co-dealer about a late shift and mentions a shuffle routine. Lewis from surveillance takes note and logs the shift pattern. Dialogue exchange follows. Elena says, "I saw that shuffle again tonight." Lewis replies, "We log it." Elena asks, "Will anyone check the machine?" Lewis answers, "We cross-reference with the pit boss." Then Tony the pit boss calls over security Mark, who nods and says, "We will review tapes." Casinos will investigate irregular dealer procedures because small deviations can cause customer complaints or suspicious results. Legalities: raising a complaint is your right. Operationally, if you notice something odd, report to floor management rather than attempt to exploit it. CTA time: if you have ever wondered whether casinos can tell when you are advantage playing or just lucky, you are not alone. Which of these first 3 secrets surprised you most? Write the number and one short reason, like 3 dealer patterns or 1 loyalty card. If you want deeper videos, let us know what game you play most. Your comments help shape future content and highlight questions real players face. Now, back to the list and what casino owners actually do when they see these signals. Number 4. Online fingerprints matter as much as on-site behavior. Picture a laptop keyboard click, a faint coffee aroma in a home office, the glow of a streaming window, and the soft whir of a router. Sarah, the online account manager, spots an IP hop and calls Omar, the operations manager. Then Sarah says, "We have multiple logins from different regions." Omar asks, "Could be VPN?" Sarah cautions, "We will pause bonuses until verified." Dialogue continues. Casinos log device, IP, payment method, and patterns like stake frequency and bet timing to detect abuse of promotions. Example:
Players who opened multiple accounts to chase welcome offers have had funds withheld pending verification. Legal risk. Violating terms can lead to withheld bonuses and account closure. Tip: read terms and play within rules to avoid disputes. Number 5. Promotions and bonus chasing show predictable behavior. The clatter of an automated payout, the sweet taste of a sign-up bonus, the sight of a bonus ledger illuminated on screen, and the low murmur of customer service. To find this scene, a player named Raj texts his friend Mia about a new sign-up offer. Mia replies, "Be careful, they track wagering requirements." Raj answers, "I will meet them quickly." Mia warns that rushing patterns look suspicious. Casinos analyze bonus redemption velocity and wagering loops. Historical example: several online operators banned accounts after detecting structured redemptions across games. Legal considerations: exploiting poorly written promotions can violate terms and trigger fraud investigations. Safer approach: use promotions as intended, document your activity, and, if in doubt, contact support for clarification. Number 6. Playing style reveals more than you expect. Imagine the dry chalk dust smell in an old brick casino, the rasp of a roulette ball, the sticky feel of a high-value chip, and the faint jingles from a slot floor. Jenna folds her cards with a practiced flick, while Raj sits back and watches. Jenna mimics perfect basic strategy, and a nearby player, Maria, comments, "You look familiar." Dialogue occurs. Jenna says, "I study basic strategy." Maria asks, "Do you use charts?" Jenna replies, "I practice at home." Maria says, "That looks..."
Advantage play to some eyes. Owners and pit teams are trained to notice disciplined players because people who deviate from casual play patterns often reduce house edge. Example: disciplined blackjack players have been asked to leave based on cumulative observations. Legal note: strategy use is generally legal in most jurisdictions, but can lead to being excluded. Tip: know local laws and avoid confrontational play with staff. Number 7. Team play and table signaling raise major red flags. The clink of chips pooled at a single rail, the smell of cheap cologne, the rustle of a signal sheet in a jacket pocket, and the hush as a group coordinates sets the scene. A team leader named Carlos quietly signals to teammates Lisa and Omar at a baccarat table. Surveillance Lewis notices repeated coordinated actions and warns Tony. Dialogue ensues. Lewis says, "We have a coordinated pattern, Tony." Says, "Restrict the table." Lewis asks, "Do we have IDs?" Tony replies, "Yes, and security Mark will approach." Historical teams have been barred and in some cases faced civil action by casinos. Legal and ethical risks are significant because coordinated deception crosses into fraud in many jurisdictions. Advice: avoid collusion and keep play independent. Number 8. Your tipping and interactions with staff influence treatment. Picture the warm weight of a tip sliding into a dealer palm, the glitter of a coin exchange, the gentle smell of aftershave, and the soft click of a comp voucher printer. Elena remembers a player named Raj who left small, consistent tips versus a different guest who left nothing. Elena later tells pit boss Tony about the difference, and Tony adjusts how floor staff interact with each guest. Dialogue. Elena says, "The nice player is easier to monitor." Tony says, "Comps often buy goodwill." Elena asks, "Does that affect reviews?" Tony answers indirectly, "Yes." Casinos use service interactions to assess value and behavior. Legal risk. Tipping is voluntary, but expect that visible generosity can affect service and scrutiny levels. Practical suggestion: be polite, document issues, and use formal complaint channels if needed. Number 9. Irregular cash-in and cash-out patterns get audited closely. Hear the paper bills fan, the sterile smell of a cashier cage, the click of a register, and the fluorescence of back-office lights. A cashier named Maria flags a sequence of large deposits from a single player and reports to Omar. Maria says, "This looks structured." Omar answers, "We will require ID and source verification." Maria asks, "Should we freeze the account?" Omar replies, "We will follow regulatory steps." Casinos must comply with anti-money laundering rules and report suspicious activity.
This can involve confiscation of funds pending investigation in extreme cases. Legal note: you have rights but will be subject to verification. Best practice: keep transparent records and be prepared to show proof of funds when making large transactions. Number 10. Pattern recognition can lead to soft or hard bans. Imagine the sterile glare of a security room, the hum of dozens
of monitors, the metallic keys jangle, and the stale coffee odor in the control booth. Luis, the surveillance analyst, builds a report and shows it to Omar and to a consultant journalist, Sarah, who wrote about a high-profile exclusion case. Dialogue. Luis says the analytics score is high. Omar asks, what level of action? Luis replies, begin with a soft ban, then escalate if behavior continues. Sarah notes, public interest could follow. Casinos often start with warnings or requests to leave and escalate to permanent exclusion when patterns persist. Legalities vary by place, but removing someone from private property is permitted. Recommendation: if you face exclusion, remain calm, request a written reason, and seek legal advice if you believe rights were violated. Conclusion. Recap. These 10 secrets show that your betting habits are more visible and interpretable than most players realize. Recap practical steps. Know the house edge for the games you play. Understand that loyalty programs and promotions trade privacy for perks. Keep your bankroll management steady. Avoid coordinated or deceptive tactics that cross legal lines. Preserve records and ask for written explanations if challenged. Reminder about risks. Use strategy and discipline responsibly. Legal and ethical boundaries matter and can affect your access to tables and accounts. Final tip. Many players forget the simplest advantage. A player has knowledge. Educate yourself about rules, odds, and how casinos operate, and use that knowledge within the law to improve your experience. If this video helped you, please comment with the number that surprised you most, and subscribe for more breakdowns on game math and casino policy. Remember, casinos make profit by design, but informed players make smarter choices and stay in the game longer.